Right, it's a few days later from my hair treatment. Absolutely loving it. Obviously I can't wash it yet. 48 hours before I can wash it and then see whether the keratin treatment has calmed down my white afro. But at the moment it seems to have. I woke up and it was still poker straight. So yeah, that's really good. I wanted to take you back to January 2022. 1 second. Just going to let Dave off for a little run round. Come here, mate. Dave. Good boy. Whee! Off you go. Come on, sweetheart. Yeah, January 2022. Come on, David. Was when I didn't really know what Susie was going through all those months ago, but she was going through some, the first stages of, well, not even the first stages of her horror symptoms, and I had an overwhelming urge to go and get checked, and so I did. And my smear came back like as if there was nothing wrong. But I'd been having a couple of symptoms, back pain. And yeah, it might be sorry, give me a minute. I don't function. The brain fog is ginormous. It might be the accidents I've had in the past, horses, motorbikes, car crash. But I didn't feel right. So I went and got checked. Smear came back negative, nothing wrong with me. But of course I wanted to be pushed through for more testing, which is when they sent me to Barnsley Hospital for a scan, ultrasound. I went in there insanely worried. Well, everything was happening with Sue. She'd been diagnosed by this point. It had taken that long for me to go and get an ultrasound. I told the sonographer exactly what Susie's sonographer had said. He turned the screen to her, said to her, "Oh, you've got a huge fibroid there, but it's nothing to worry about, so you just go home and carry on with your life. The bleeding's normal, you're getting with it. See you later." I told my sonographer exactly what had happened with Susie. You can't believe what he did to me. A minute later, he turned the screen to me and he said, "You've got 2 big fibroids there." I lost it. I said, "How? What do you mean? That's a fibroid. I've just told you what my sister was told, and now you're turning the screen to me and telling me it's a fibroid. How do you know that that's a fibroid? You don't. You're not qualified to tell me what that is. You're qualified to tell me you found something, but you're not qualified to tell me it's a fibroid, so don't be telling me it's a fibroid." And the nurse held my hand. Well, she looked at him in horror. She looked at me in horror. And he turned to me and he said, "Oh, I'm so sorry." He said, "It's only 7 in a million that aren't." So you've probably got nothing to worry about. And I was like, yeah, probably haven't. But one of those 7 people's my sister, and she does have something to worry about. It was never a fibroid, so don't be telling people, me, anybody that walks into this room after me, don't be telling them it's a fibroid when you don't know that it is, because it might not be. So anyway, that's when I started getting pushed. My GP was great. He tried, bless him, he tried. He's pushed for more tests, pushed for a CT scan, pushed for an MRI, both got rejected. That's when I got sent to Phoenix Health Centre. Spoke to extremely cold GP. She didn't care. She didn't listen to the 20 minutes that I spoke to her on the phone. I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm not going to be 2 out of the 7 in a million. That's what he said, and I mentioned it in the last video that I put up, sorry. That's what the sonographer said to me before this GP appointment. He said, I said, oh, it's only 7 in a million that aren't. And I was like, so that doesn't matter then? Those 7 people don't matter then? I said, it's the 7 people that it happens to that do matter. You know, stop ignoring people, stop getting complacent, stop thinking that the 7 people that are so important are the ones that don't matter, because they're the ones that do. Thank you for bearing with me. I just wanted to update from that last video. The health centre doctor that I went to see that wasn't bothered, she also, as I was getting irate and more upset, because every day's upsetting, but you know, going in to speak about my darling sister, and then to make sure that everything's all right with me as well. Of course I was crying before I even stepped in the room, but thank goodness there was a nurse in there with me, and I kept, you know, I was in tears, and I said to the nurse, she's not listening to me, with tears streaming down my face. I'd had a 20-minute conversation with this doctor sat next to me before I got there, you know, telling her that my sister is dying, she's losing her life, she's not going to be here. And then a few minutes into it, getting more and more upset, this doctor turned to me, and I've told Susie this, I've told her this, I wasn't going to, but I've told her. She wanted to know, because I said, you'll never believe what the doctor said to me. And doctor turned to me and she went, look, I'm sorry your sister's dead. And I was like, I just lost it. The nurse had to literally carry me out to the car where my husband was waiting, with a look on his face as if to say, what the has just happened in there. The poor nurse was apologising for this certain doctor all the way out of the surgery, and literally carrying me to my car. She said, you must put a complaint in. She's like that, she doesn't listen. And I said, nobody's listening at the moment to anybody. It's not just happening to Susie, it's happening to hundreds, thousands of people. And I think I remember the last thing that I mustered up in my heart to say to this doctor as I left was, if you can't listen to people, then this isn't the job for you.